Director Smith, are we ready?
Yes, we are. Good evening. Going to go through roll call. Today is August 21st, 2025, and this is our Planning and Zoning Commission meeting and public hearing. And roll call, Commissioner Miller. Here. Commissioner Watson. Commissioner Stiles. Commissioner Presley. Present. Commissioner Fields. Commissioner Chapman. Commissioner Anderson. Commissioner Joseph Fields. Commissioner Mark Fields. And Commissioner Miller, you said yes. And Chairman Lovett, you have a quorum.
Thank you. At this time, first of all, good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here. I don't know about you, but I'm happy. I'm here today. I'm just happy. So at this time, we will have a moment of silence. Thank you. Now we will have our Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioners, do I hear approval of the June 25, 2025 PZM minutes?
Motion to approve.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we accept the minutes for the June 2025 PZC minutes. All those in favor, let it be known by the word aye.
Aye.
Opposes? Hearing none, the minutes are approved. Commissioners, may I hear a motion for adoption of the agenda?
I move we adopt the agenda.
I second it.
It has been moved and properly second that we accept today's agenda. All of those, let it be known by the word aye.
Aye.
Opposes? Hearing none, the agenda is accepted. Director Smith, we need to open up the hearing for.
You could just read the rules, the public hearing rules, and then you can turn it over to Director Smith to introduce the first piece.
Okay, thank you. Attorney Wiggins, do you have the rules?
Yes, it should be in my resource tab, that just has the date, let's see. Oh, there you go.
And I do see that Commissioner Joseph Fields has come in. At this time, we will hear rules for public hearing. Public hearings before the Planning and Zoning Commission shall be conducted in accordance with Section 10-2219 of the East Point Zoning Code and Development Regulations as follows. Persons both favoring and opposing the proposed case will be provided an opportunity to address the commission. The applicant for the zoning case or the applicant's designated representative, if any, will be entitled to speak first, followed by other speakers in favor of the proposal for a total of 15 minutes. Those who oppose the proposed zoning case will then be permitted to speak for a total of 15 minutes. By majority vote, the commission may increase the total time of speakers provided that each side is given the same amount of time. If there is more than one speaker for a side, the chair or the presiding officer may limit the time allotted to each individual speaker other than the zoning applicant. The zoning applicant may reserve a portion of his or her allotted time for rebuttal. Speakers must adhere to the rules of decorum. Prior to speaking, each speaker shall identify him or herself and state his or her current address. Each speaker shall speak only to the merits of the proposed zoning ordinance under consideration, shall address remarks only to the commission, and shall refrain from making personal attacks on any other speaker. The presiding officer may refuse a speaker the right to continue if, after being cautioned, the speaker continues to violate the rules of decorum. You've heard our rules for public hearing. Commissioners, you've sounded the case. Staff, you may sound the case at this time. Commissioners, I will entertain a motion to open the public hearing.
I move we open the public hearing.
Motion to open the public hearing.
I think we had an opening here. We just need a second. Second.
Second the motion.
Thank you. It has been moved and properly second that we will now open the public hearing.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In reference,
All of those, let it be known by the word aye.
Aye.
Opposes? Hearing none. Public hearing is now open.
Madam Chair, you can also acknowledge the presence. We have a new commissioner that just came in for the record.
Yes. Thank you. Actually, we have two commissioners that came in, and do you have both of them?
yes, I have Commissioner Watson and Commissioner Joseph Fields.
Thank you. We may now open the public hearing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. In reference to item number 1, case number P2025V-002-07, the applicant is Melanie Stiles. The property is located at 2903 North Martin Street. The applicant is requesting a variance from Section 10-2076.1E4 to reduce the rear yard setback in the MXCI Mixed-Use Commercial Industrial Zoning District. Case type is a variance.
Thank you. Is the applicant present?
Yes, the applicant is present.
The applicant may come forward and present.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you so much for having me here. My name is Melanie Stiles. I am the owner of 2903 RN Martin Street, also known as Atlanta Utility Works. We are East Point's first brewery. We brew kombucha and beer, and we also have a small brew pub on site that serves lunch and dinner. Today, I am coming to you for a variance for my property. I have a really unique property. It's actually nominated to the Historic Register. It dates back to the 1900s. We also have a event space there where we do weddings and corporate events and things of that nature. A lot of live music and performing arts performances. And essentially, I am looking to develop my property and essentially reparcel half of the property. So the property is 2 acres large. It consists of 3 buildings. One is our outdoor event space. The other one is the brew pub and the restaurant and the brewery. And then the other one is a abandoned building with no utilities in it. It's essentially a warehouse or a barn. I am looking to reparcel that building and the adjacent land lot that is to the south of the main operations of Atlanta Utility Works in order to divide that property for sale. So the area that I'm trying to sell is about 0.9 of an acre, or right under 1 acre, and I've subdivided that into 2 separate tracts. Tract number 2 and tract number 3. I will be retaining tract number 1 to keep my day-to-day operations and subdividing and selling tracts number 2 and 3. I'm seeking a variance to get this setback because the land itself is non-conforming to the parcels. So there's 4 separate parcels in this property, and they're very thin and narrow, and they don't conform to the actual land or the actual building. On one side, we have a railroad track, which is owned by the Central Georgia Railroad, and then on the other side is RN Martin Street, which is the main street. And track number 2, as you see here on the map, is the vacant building, and track number 3 is the land lot. I am searching for a variance for track number 2. The code for the MXCI coding calls for a 30-foot setback. So I'm looking for 100% relief of that setback. And as you can see here, we've subdivided the property with a subdivide survey here. Track number 2 and 3, again, are the ones that I'm looking to subdivide and sell, and in order to do that, I need the rear setback variance described here. So again, just to recap, looking for 100% relief on the variance due to a historic building that is on the property and a land lot that are legal non-conforming buildings and a land lot. So I'm just looking to get a variance in order to make them more congruent to the actual shape of the land. This is the abandoned building, and this is the land lot adjacent to it. And that is all for my presentation. Thank you so much. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you. Do we have anyone here? You may sit down. You may be seated. Thank you. Do we have anyone here that is in support of this case? Do we have anyone here in support of? Do we have anyone here in support of? Do we have anyone here in opposition? Hearing none and seeing none, commissioners, are there any questions? Do we need to close it?
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
make a motion that we close the public hearing.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we close the public hearing on case number P2025V-002-7. All of those in favor, let it be known by the word aye. Opposes, hearing none, the public hearing is now closed. Thank you. Commissioners, do you, okay, you have the staff report coming up. Director Smith, thank you.
In reference to this property located at 2903 North Martin Street, known as application P2025V-002-07, the applicant has made a variance request to reduce the rear yard setback in the MXCI mixed-use industrial commercial zoning district. This property has a future land use map designation as town center in sub-area 1. This property is a historic property, and it also was the first property in the city to take advantage of the new zoning district, the new MXCI mixed-use industrial zoning district. The purpose of that zoning district is to allow for redevelopment, readaptive uses of industrial properties, and to allow for buffering for more compatible uses such as mixed uses, commercial uses, or what have you, to buffer from industrial, from residential. This property was rezoned back in 2022. It is compliant with the future land use map, and staff is in support of the variance of the property, and staff has recommended approval of the petition, variance petition.
Thank you, Director Smith. Commissioners, are there any questions? I see Commissioner, I just see one light. You may go ahead with your question.
I was going to go to a motion, Madam Chair.
Well, do we need to close it or just go ahead with the questions?
Did you say you want to make a motion?
He wants to make a motion.
And then once, if you get a second, then you go on to discussion.
And what is your motion, please?
Motion to approve the variance, Madam Chair.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we accept staff's recommendation to approve the request. All of those in favor, let it be known by the word aye.
Discussion.
Question? Hearing none, seeing none, we'll go on with the motion. All of those in favor, let it be known by the word aye. Aye. Opposes? Hearing none, the motion is carried. The variance is granted.
Thank you.
Thank you. I do not see any other cases. We are open now for announcements. Director Smith, do you have any announcements?
I have one announcement. The city is in the process of redoing our zoning code. We worked on it a couple years ago, and for one reason or another, it did not get done at that time, so it was put back out for RFP. We do have several companies that have submitted for the RFP, and we're in the review process right now. So we are looking to come back to council for recommendation for a consultant to redo the zoning ordinance in its entirety. So we're really excited about that. We're also putting together a steering committee of all interested parties who would want to sit on a board or the steering committee to actually go through the revision process with the consultants in our team. And of course, Planning Commission, it is your duty to review it, so it's going to come before you in segments. So you wouldn't necessarily have to get on the steering committee per se, because it's going to come before you multiple times for summaries and for review and for your input along the way.
Okay. Commissioners, do you have any question to Director Smith regarding the upcoming effort?
Yes, I have a question. When the review takes place,
Your mic, please.
oh, I'm sorry. When the review takes place, are we allowed to make recommendations to that plan?
That is actually your role as a planning and zoning commissioner, sir.
Okay, does that trickle down to policies, say, from department heads? In other words, like sanitation.
I'm sorry?
Sanitation, can we comment on the policies directed at the sanitation department, like how they should be picking up garbage, stuff like that?
Unfortunately, the zoning ordinance doesn't cover the duties under solid waste department, so I would say no to that question.
Okay.
Does that complete your question?
Yes.
Commissioner Mark Fields.
Hi, Director Smith. That's such good news to hear that we are getting started on this again. Do you have a time frame as to how long maybe the RFP will be out, and then once we actually get started on this?
So we should have a timeline really soon. The committee that was chosen to review the RFPs that were submitted, that's in force currently right now. They're going through that process. Once that committee gets together with all the scoring and actually comes up with a recommendation, that's going to be put on the council agenda, and hopefully that's going to be done in one of the meetings next month in September. So it should be coming through pretty quickly. And once that's decided and the consultant is approved by council, then they will provide a timeline, a work program timeline for what, how it's going to help the phasing of the review process and the rewrite.
Oh, we have more hands. Go ahead, please.
Commissioner Smith, I received an email today about,
Director?
Director Smith, I'm sorry. I received an email today about the better together boards and summit, commission boards and commission summit. Can you talk about it for a minute?
I can talk about it. I'm not very familiar with it. I do know that the city manager's office, as well as economic development, are trying to get more collaboration. One of the biggest charges of the city manager since he's been here is community engagement. And there has been several times where council will make recommendations for different boards, and some of those boards are not in place. So I believe the intent is to get the boards that are in place together so everyone can get to know one another and really see what type of boards, steering committees, and commissions are in force. Just a time to gather and get to know one another. But it's coming out of economic development and city manager's office, so I don't have all the details. But based on the information that I've been provided, it's a time for all of the boards to collectively come together.
And I believe Commissioner Anderson had a question.
Yeah, I just had a question about when will we find out who the finalist is for this? Is it going to be, are we going to get to know ahead of time, or are we just going to be finding out when the rest of the public finds out who the
So right now, there's a committee that was put together of staff members, and those staff members will tally up the scores, they will review it, they will go through the standard procurement process, as we do on all RFPs that are sent out. Once that committee gets together and does a final score, and they will use that one, whoever gets the highest score, and make that recommendation to council, and then it will be put on the city council agenda for recommendation. You're welcome.
Are there any more questions?
Yes, I do have a question. Director Smith, in regards to the RFP and the formation of the final plan, when are the revisions going to be taking place? Is there revisions during the process and then before it gets to the commission? Before it gets to the commission, or like how is that process of like the comments and changing of the comments and things like that?
So once the consultant is chosen and council approves that particular consultant firm to redo the ordinance, they are going to be in charge for putting out a project timeline. In that project timeline, there's going to be different segments where they will be required to come before this body, because this body actually makes a recommendation to city council on all of the revisions of the zoning ordinance. So it's actually going to be an agenda item, throughout the time that the review is underway. So when there's time for updates and summaries of that sort, the consultants or our team will come before you all. It'll be an agenda item, and we'll go over different items. And at that time, you all will be able to provide for your comments. And then formally, once the revisions and the update is completed, it's going to come before you in the approval process in the form of the same process that you would do for any type of zoning code change.
Okay, and so will like density, FARs, and all that stuff is?
It's an entire rewrite.
Okay.
So all of those things, anything that's under Chapter 10 in the zoning code, on muni codes, all of it is going to be looked at.
Is there a
for revision.
framework for are they using like urban design principles or I forgot the zoning code, the code that we studied, but Is there like a framework they're going to be going off of? or-
So what I can do to provide more details about what the consultants had to respond to, I can send a copy of the RFP that went out to the board, just so you'll have a framework of what we were asking for and what we're looking for.
Okay.
I could send that out to everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Oh,
so much.
that's it for my question, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Anyone else? Going once, going twice. I don't think we have any more questions. Director Smith, what would be the expectation of anyone that is volunteering to serve during the day, after hours, weekends? Do you have a clue?
For our comp plan, we had a series of meetings. Some of them were in the day, some of them were evening meetings. We tried to mix it up to be, to kind of be compatible to everyone's schedule. So there was a series of meetings. It's going to be pretty intensive.
Okay, sounds good. Commissioners, are there any announcements from the board?
I got one more question, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay, go ahead. Director Smith is still standing there. I think she'll answer.
What's the reason why the other design plan didn't go through?
I'm sorry?
Earlier in the conversation, you stated that there was a previous RFP to revamp the code. I want to know the reason why it didn't go through, or do you know?
I really don't know why it didn't go through, but to my knowledge, it wasn't completed.
Okay, it was kind of paid for, and then the company.
It was not paid for. It wasn't completed.
Okay.
And to add to that question, how long ago has that been?
That was in
Before you
2021, 2022.
Before you got here, before you started working as the director, but since you are.
It was in 2021, 2022.
Okay, all right. Commissioners, does that conclude the questions? If not, can I get a motion to end the meeting?
Madam Chair, motion to conclude the public hearing, to adjourn. Motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Seconded.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn this evening's meetings. All of those in favor, let it be known by the word aye.
Aye.
Opposes, hearing none, the meeting is now adjourned.